Thank you, thank you. Boy, does that music just light me up. How many people have heard a big band before? All right. Well, you're in for a treat tonight. Welcome to a young person's concert given to the men and women by the President's Own United States Marine Band. Today, we are going to explore what makes a big band incredible. One of the things I think is most incredible about a big band is that it's over 100 years old. Think about that. It's over 100 years old. I know we don't look it, but that means that your great-grandparents, think about that, your great-grandparents, when they were young, were dancing to music played by bands that looked just like this and sounded just like this. Thank you. That is a famous tune called Sing, 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 and boy, does it swing, swing, swing. Swing's a funny word. I know you're probably very familiar with swinging on the playground at recess. Up here, when music swings, it's a feel. It's the way that the music feels. Let me show you what I mean. This is our drummer, Chris. Say hi, Chris. Yeah. Chris is going to play some swing rhythm for you. Now he's going to play exactly what's written. He's going to play it straight. Listen to the difference. And swung. And that's what I think is most incredible about swing, is that it can't be written down. It can only be felt. If you play what's written, it sounds very straight and strange, just like that. Let me show you what I mean. Everybody tap your chest. Go ahead. Say do, 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 do. Say do, 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 do. Say do, ba, do, ba, do. Say do, ba, do, ba, do. Say do, 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 do. And do, ba, do, ba, do. See, you can all swing in this room. That's really great. That's the difference in the way that it feels, and that's what the swing style is to the big band. Now, we're going to play another famous tune for you, a very famous big band tune called In the Mood. But we're going to play it in the wrong mood. We're going to suck the swing right out of that and see what's left. Here it is. 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Good, but it felt terrible. That was miserable. We're going to put the swing back in and put it back in the mood. Let's do it, band. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. I felt better about that. How did you feel? All right. That's right where the swing belongs. Now it's time to meet our first section of the day. That's this group over here. Think of it as the land of misfit toys. So many different instruments all in one section. The name of this section is called the rhythm section, and they are the heart and soul and brains and backbone of this entire group up here. Now, don't tell anybody I said this, but I think they may be the most important section on the stage. Let me show you why. You've already met Chris. Chris is going to lay down some swing for you. He plays the drum set, a symphony of sounds. Next to him on bass is Glenn. Glenn plays the bass. He plays the lowest notes. Basses like to go for walks. Hear the notes? That leaves us with two instruments you're familiar with, the piano and the guitar, and they have to share. They can either play the melody or the tune, or they can play the harmonies that support it. Anna Maria on the piano is playing the harmonies, music behind the melody. It sets the mood. That allows Alan, our guitar player, to play the tune. Give a listen. Something's changing now. The swing's gone. It's very straight, but it feels good. That brings in our next musician, John. John plays percussion too. He plays all of these other percussion instruments up here. And right now he's playing the conga. The congas really add this new style, this new flavor. This is what we call Latin. It's very different than swing. The style's Latin. Anna Maria's going to play some melody here, and the guitar is taking the harmony. About rhythm sections is that they're heard everywhere. As a matter of fact, they're part of all of the music you yourselves listen to today. There's a rhythm section in there. Anna Maria, show them what I mean. Anybody know this tune? It's Havana! Tell you his own story about Havana. That's right, thank you. And Chris is changing the station on us. This is more pop and rock. Anna Maria's given up the piano for this keyboard. Glenn's changed over to electric bass. And Alan's on the tune. A feeling, you know this tune. It's electric when they turn it on. Check your pockets, cause I've got Glenn has a different idea. He's switching from pop and rock to something we call funk. Anna Maria's on the keys. Alan's gonna lay down some guitar rhythms. This rhythm is incredible. They can do anything. The bass will hit you. The drums will hit you. The keys will hit you. The guitar's gonna hit you too. This rhythm section can do anything. Incredible. The music gets in your bones. You don't believe me? Just what? So you've met the rhythm section, and they've taken you through so many different styles. They played swing, they played Latin, they played pop and rock, they played funk with a little bit of hip-hop in there. And you may have noticed that they made most of it up as they went along. That's a special, special skill called improvisation. Improvisation in music is when musicians compose music or create music right on the spot so that they can tell you what's right in their hearts, right to your ears. Now, I'd like to introduce to you Danny. Say hi, Danny. Danny plays the trumpet, and Danny has a superpower. Danny's superpower is, in fact, improvisation. Actually, I've never heard the sound of his voice. He just speaks through his instrument. Danny, how do you like being a part of this band? Me too. I feel the same way, but I understand that after 30 years, you've decided to retire. I know exactly what you mean. I really am sad to see you go, but so excited about how you're going to start this next chapter in your life. I mean, I understand you recently got married. Oh, her name's Maria. She sounds wonderful. But I also know that she's been living in Texas while you've been living in Washington. That's got to be kind of hard. But in a few months after you retire, you can move to the great state of Texas and start your new life together. I'll tell you, talking to Danny's like talking to R2-D2. Give him a round of applause. Now, Danny is going to share his superpower with you on a tune from the latest Incredibles movie. This is the superhero Frozone, and Danny's going to tell you all about his chilly style in this hip-hop kind of a funk tune. This is Chill or Be Chilled. 1, 2, 3. All right, it's time to meet the next section in our big band. You've met the rhythm section already, learned a little bit about improvisation. Now it's time to meet the trombone section. The trombones are a brass instrument. They play the lower notes in the big band. They can play loud and aggressive, or they can play soft and sweet. But either way, they're some of the slipperiest musicians I have ever met. This is the trombone section on Gordon Goodwin's "It's Not Polite to Point." Gotta love the trombones. We're going to move on to the highest brass instruments in the brass family. This is our trumpet section. Now, trumpet players are often always labeled as playing loud and high, and they usually do. But today we're going to slow things down just a little bit for you to a new style. It's called a ballad. Ballad is just a slow song. It can make you feel lovey-dovey. Ew. Or it can make you feel sad. And the trumpet players feel a little sad because they're always labeled as playing loud and high. So they're going to sing you their song now called Serenade in Blue. Sound pretty sad about all that. All right, we have one last section to introduce to you on stage. They're also made of brass up here, but they actually belong to the woodwind family. It's because they make their sound playing on a little piece of wood called a reed. This is our saxophone section. They can play high notes and they can play low notes, as you can see by the many different sizes of instruments. The smaller the instrument, the higher the notes. The bigger the instrument, the lower the notes. And one thing that I think makes the saxophone section incredible is that they can play some of the fastest notes on this stage. Greg, show them what I mean. What a section. Well, you've met all of the instruments on stage, but one thing I find most incredible about the big band is that it shares the same philosophy I have, which is there's always room for one more. So coming on stage now, we have instruments that find themselves more comfortable perhaps in a symphony orchestra or in our concert band, but they can't resist the big band either. We're going to switch back to our Latin style now, and we're going to play for you one of the most famous Latin pieces of all time in its original instrumentation with the French horns. They're the ones that look like the bowl of spaghetti. And then the tuba, which needs no introduction. This tune is really great. It's got that Latin feel, but there's a moment in here where it turns back to swing and then back to Latin. Listen for that difference because it's going to strike you right in the heart. This is the incomparable Malagueña. there's another instrument that is a big part of the big band. And it's a part of any time, really, a lot of times that rhythm sections play together, today in big bands or in popular music. And it's an instrument that everybody in here owns, everybody in here has played. I'm talking about the voice. Very good. The voice. The voice has been such a big part of the big band since its inception. And here today, to sing you a tune that needs no introduction, is our mezzo-soprano soloist, Gunnery Sergeant Sarah Sheffield.
Jumble and the raindrops tumble all around. Heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Then oh, why can't I? Where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops, that's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh,
And sadly, that brings us to the end of our show. I can't believe how quickly the hour passes when we're having so much fun. But the adventure continues in the lobby. After we play our last number, I welcome you out to join us in the lobby where we're going to have all the different instruments you saw here today for you to try to make your own sounds on them. You'll see the saxophones and the trumpets. We'll even bring other friends like flute and bassoon and clarinet. So go on out to the lobby right afterwards and try to make your sound on your favorite instrument and get to meet some of these incredible musicians. One more round of applause for these guys. Our last number today, we end kind of where we began, with music from The Incredibles, the latest Incredibles movie, to showcase the incredible abilities of this big band in For You. It'll take you through swing and straight and different styles, but I want you to think about how many times in your lives you've heard big band and never knew it was there, to include the movies, on TV shows that you like, on the radio with these rhythm section folks. Big band music is still just as fresh and new today as it was when it was created over 100 years ago. So without further ado, here's our last number. This is music from The Incredibles, Part 2. Thank you so much for joining us for our Young People's Concert. Just because the performance is over doesn't mean the fun has to stop. We invite you to visit us on our YouTube channel or our Facebook page to hear more from the President's own United States Marine Band.